Cali Steak. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So here's what we know about the Clippers so far. We know the Clippers are a team that's destined to win a championship. We know the Clippers are, a team that is projected to win a championship, looked at as one of the most elite teams before coming into this season. And we know right now they haven't lived up to it so far due to injury and lack of continuity. But, with all that being said, you got to look at the Clippers and you got to say if one thing doesn't change with the Clippers, specifically while they're on the floor, it's going to be hard, or they won't even probably win a championship. They're going to have to change their mentality in regards to how they play defense, because the Clippers, they're allowing teams to really do what they want offensively. If you look at their last several games, they're not really resisting any by playing defense to a level that's, shutting the other team down, the opposing team down. They're giving the opposing team a lot of the shots they want. They're giving them a lot of cuts to the basket. They're not making it tough on them, I think, in a lot of possessions. There's a few possessions here and there throughout the game, or, a few minutes here and there throughout the game, you'll see instances where the Clippers will boggle down and lock up a little bit on defense and show some sense of urgency on that side of the floor. But, with that being said, it's not enough, because if it was, their record would be a lot better. They wouldn't be one game under 500, and they wouldn't be in a predicament where they're like in the 8th seed where they currently are. And it's one of those situations I look at with this team. I've been talking about trades a lot lately in my other videos that you have watched or seen or commented on, which I'm thankful for that always. But regards to all the trading and all the bringing in different people and all the speculation and all those things, the main thing that they really need to focus on is just being a better team defensively, because with all the talent that they have, when people talked about how much depth they have, they didn't talk about the depth just on the offensive end. They also have depth on the defensive end. They got all these wing players who can stretch the floor, who are athletic, who can move very well, who can move with their feet, and not move with their hands too much, and crowd and trap and do all these things defensively. They have the clientele to do it. They're just not going out there doing it, and for some reason it just is mind-boggling to me, because even when Kawhi and PG are not on the floor, you still have a chance to beat a lot of teams in the NBA, just because you're so deep with your roster and you got defensive players and you got a coach like Ty Lue, and based upon last year, when they didn't have Kawhi or PG, they won a lot of games without neither one of them. So, I mean, even nights where they don't have Kawhi and PG, I still feel like they should be a little bit more competitive or win the game that they're actually playing in. And, it's becoming a crazy situation with the Clippers, because you're really not for sure what you're going to get out of them, from a night-to-night basis. First of all, you don't know who's playing from a night-to-night basis. That's a problem all on its own. And then when one, or if both Kawhi and PG are playing, it's like they're still trying to get their rhythm, because they don't really have chemistry amongst each other. They just really have, talent amongst each other individually that makes them a good enough team to make the playoffs and, go past the first or second round somewhere in there. But, health is one of their biggest things, of course. But as I said before, that continuity is even bigger, because what happened in the bubble showed you that they need continuity. They need that chemistry. They just can't rely on their talent, because talent is not good enough when you play a team or another team that relies on their chemistry and how they built to this point or that point in the playoffs, which is making them, a superior team at the time, which that's how the Denver Nuggets looked to them when the Denver Nuggets finally, caught their stride in the bubble. And that's how it happened. And all the rest was history after that. So my point is, the Clippers have to build that continuity, and there's really no skipping those steps, but they also have to build continuity on the defensive end. They can make all the trades they want. They can put all the lineups out there they want. Ty Lue can make all the adjustments he want. Kawhi and PG can score all the points they want, but it doesn't matter if you're not playing defense the way you're supposed to, it's all not going to work out or pan out anyway. And the Clippers know that. The Clippers have been down this road several times, these last 4 seasons. They know what it's like, to miss out on an opportunity because they haven't found themselves getting to a championship or winning one as of yet. But this year's the year, because if they don't, this team will definitely be split up. This team will definitely have, new faces probably on it next season. And on top of that, you have to be worried about Kawhi and PG coming back as well. So, a lot has to go right for them this season. And so far, things haven't really lived up to expectation, but they still got time, and they still could make a trade, and all that's great. But as I said before, Ty Lue has to get this team on the same page defensively. That's what's going to make them a dominant team, because their offense is good enough to go with anybody in the league. They got plenty of wing players, plenty of shooters. They got plenty of scoring. They got plenty of all that, but their defense is just lagging so much, and they're allowing teams to do what they want offensively to them. And it's like, when you look at the Clippers, guys missing assignments, missing backdoor cuts, wide open shots. I don't really understand their strategy defensively, but whatever it is, they definitely need to, make a change, because if they don't, regardless of what they do offensively, it's not really going to matter, because a lot of teams are built to score. A lot of teams are built to put up big numbers. It seems like everybody in the league puts up 30, 40 points, 50 points every night, seem like, now, because the 3-point line is such a detriment, and is such helpful to teams now. The way the NBA is, the way the game is played now rather than years ago. It's almost as if some players look at it, some players might find it easier to score, but you as a Clippers team, you have to find a way to deteriorate that and delete other teams' momentum by instilling your defense and implementing your will on defense against them to not allow them to score as much. And I think that's where the Clippers are really starting to wane a little bit, because I feel like they're so focused on getting everybody back so they could be this offensive juggernaut, when really that's not the case. You need to really focus more on defense, because your offense will come. And I guarantee you that's what Kawhi Leonard thinks. I guarantee you that's exactly how most championship teams, assess themselves, based upon defense. They don't assess themselves based upon, we'll be this great offensive team and we're an offensive juggernaut and we're going to win a championship. Most championship teams pride themselves on the defensive end and allow their offense to flow, and allow the energy from their defense to allow their offense to just work itself out. And that's exactly how most championship teams think, and that's how this team needs to start thinking if they want to win a championship. So regardless of the injuries, which I know that's bad, hopefully they get healthy. Hopefully everybody gets on the same page. I'm not sure what's going on with John Wall, the possible trade situation, all these things that I'm hearing so many different speculations. It's really hard to keep up with it all, because it's just so much. But we have to see what happens in that regard. But either way, defense needs to be preached, defense needs to be implemented, and they need to start actually implementing it more and putting it on the floor when they're out there, because if they don't, they're going to find themselves down in a lot of games. As you see them down, they're going to find themselves trying to claw and fight back every game, and they're going to find themselves losing games that they shouldn't lose, that they already have done so far this season. And it's just not a good thing. So, especially not a good recipe if you're trying to win a championship. So let's see if they can right the ship and see if they can get healthy, and let's see where they can take it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.